So I decided to make some ice last night, not to brag, and when I went to open the freezer this morning, that is what I saw.
Hello, little guy. Little beanstalk.
It looks like an ice spike which forms because water expands when it freezes. As the water in the ice cube tray cools down, ice begins to form around the outside of the cube first, but the water in the center can remain liquid for much longer. And since water takes up more space when it becomes ice, the growing ice pushes the remaining liquid water towards a small, unfrozen opening in the surface. The liquid water is then forced upward through this tiny opening. And because the surrounding air is below freezing, the water freezes as soon as it emerges. More liquid water is pushed through the opening by the expanding ice underneath, and this new water also freezes. Over time, this process builds a narrow column of ice upward, creating an ice beanstalk. And this happens because of the unusual properties of water. Most substances contract when they freeze, but water expands when it changes from liquid to solid, and ice is also less dense than liquid water, which is why ice floats. So the expansion during freezing creates pressure inside the partially frozen cube, helping to force liquid water through the small opening. And the reason that it only happened with one cube is that the freezing conditions are not perfectly identical in every cube. It all comes down to tiny differences in impurities, air bubbles, temperature, and even the shape of the ice. But if the conditions are just right, the water is channeled through the opening and freezes into a spike. So your strange looking icy beanstalk is actually the result of water expansion, pressure, freezing, and heat transfer happening at the same time. Basically, it's physics. Great question. Hope that helps, Fruit Loops. Keep asking questions and never stop learning.